Okay, I want to teach you guys a little bit about mirror image extension head exercises. It's a big long word for trying to train the muscles in the back of your neck to hold more of a curve in your neck, to hold better posture. A lot of people get confused. We do have you guys read some stuff on why am I doing this, what's happening here, how many am I supposed to do, how often am I supposed to do it. But I found a great need for a little bit more of an articulated answer on why are we doing this, how often, why. So here it goes. Now, first, let it be said that this can be different from person to person because not all people have the same problem with their neck curve. Sometimes it's straight, sometimes it's bent in the wrong direction, sometimes their head's way out in front of their body, sometimes their head's actually over the shoulder, but the neck is just straight. So in our office, we pride ourselves on teaching you the basics and making sure you have those down perfect, the fundamentals. And then we coach you individually on the subtle nuance or the small changes that must be made from one person to the next. So let's just talk about the basics and really get the fundamentals down. Now, in a real rehab type technique where we're really trying to change posture and restore curvatures to the spine, we're obviously doing traction. Most of you have been engaged in this process already. We're stretching out the front. But that's only 50%, or it's only 30 to 50% of the problem, therefore it's only 30 to 50% of the solution. We have to do something to strengthen the weakness that's inherent in your body that's causing the neck curve to be less than normal, that's causing nerve problems, that's causing declining health. So we gotta focus hard on strengthening the muscles in the back of the neck for a period of time in order to get your body right. So that's why it's so important that you follow me on this. Now when we're doing mirror image head extension exercises, first and foremost, we don't need to squeeze hard. Typically, what people do when they squeeze hard is they give themselves a headache. Now, we've prescribed these exercises to be done roughly at a minimum 200 times per day. And a lot of people sometimes say, wow, that sounds like a lot. Well, when each exercise takes maybe 1 to 1.5 seconds, that's really not a lot of time out of your day. Again, that's a minimum of 200. That's the protocol published in the research, minimum 200. We believe in overachieving here in this office. We believe in exceptional results, so we want to see you guys in the neighborhood of 250, 300 or more per day. Those type of people get the best results possible. So we, again, prescribe these not to be done all at once. You're rehabilitating, you're resetting your posture when you do these head exercises. So they're not meant to be done in one bulk and then forget about your posture for the rest of the day. They're meant to be done in blocks of 20 or 25 throughout the day. We found that too many, like 30, 40, or 50 at a time, produces too much tension, sometimes produces headaches and other problems. And some people who only do them 5 or 10 at a time just have a difficult time getting to the minimum of 200 a day. I believe that 20 to 25 at a time is the best way to do this exercise. So when you're going back, you do not have to squeeze hard. The only thing I want you guys to focus on is tilting your head back and putting a curve in your neck. I want you to kind of visualize what you're doing here and think about it. The more you think about it and visualize and understand this intellectually, the better you do. Let's say you just have a straight neck. We want to start bending the top curve, the top bones in the neck, contributing to a curve until we get all the way down to the lower bones in the neck, in the upper back, and then we're done. And we come back to center again. And we start back again. Okay? For some people, we simply say put your chin up in the air and let it ride back until it doesn't go back any further. And that's 1. 2. Let me show you a few versions of not doing it right. It would be this way. Okay, when we're only working a certain portion of the curve, the upper curve. You'll see a change in your x-ray, but not the change that we are capable of getting. Another way of doing this is where people are a little bit jerky and they're not actually doing a smooth arc. They're just working certain areas of their body that tend to move well already. They're not focusing on the stiff spots. So again, it should be a smooth arc starting from the top couple bones in the neck, each starting to bend back, contributing to a nice full curve, and then back again. Some people find that when they squeeze the shoulder blades back a little bit or roll the shoulder blades back, that this is much easier to perform this exercise. They get a further bend deeper down in the neck. The lower joints in your neck are actually stiffer than the upper joints for the most part. Now this is where most people neglect to get down there and bend back. Don't forget to do that. Now again, the staff here is going to help you understand what type of exercise, how far back do I have to go, etc., etc. We're going to cover that with you. I just want to make sure I get you some basic background information, some fundamentals set so that you can perform this properly. Again, I can't reiterate this enough. You're resetting your posture multiple times throughout the day. You should start in the morning and hopefully by noon have at least 100 done. At least 100 done by noon. That's only 4 sets. And a set of 25 really only takes how long? Maybe a minute or so at best. So you could go and start your car, and before you even leave your driveway to go to work, you could do 25 there. When you get to work, before you get out of your car to go into the office, you could do 25 there. That's 50 before you've even started work. And then before lunch, if you go for lunch, if you drive or if you walk, before you go to lunch, 25. Before you eat lunch or when you get back from lunch, 25. Again, that's 100 done right before noon. And then kind of the same thing should be done right before dinner. Somewhere between lunch and dinner, we should have a set, another set, another set, and then 200 done by dinner. So that gives you from dinner till bedtime the ability to exceed average or minimum recommendations to where you can get into the 300 or 400 range. One of the best things that my chiropractors taught me was don't be average. Don't just do the minimum here. You want exceptional results in your body and in your health. Go well above average. The further you go past minimum, the better off you'll be. So they kind of got me a little bit obsessed with always beating my personal record, if you will. So for instance, a couple weeks into starting my program, I was doing like 225. They kind of got me turned on to the idea that, well, I did 225 yesterday. Why don't I shoot for 230 today? And tomorrow, why don't I shoot for 245 or 250? And it somehow that was easy for me to kind of get in a bit of a challenge, competitive type nature, and always be doing better and more and constantly reminding myself to try and get a few extra in here and there. And that's exactly the mindset that you want to have. Well, I hope that helps. If you have questions about how to perform these exercises, or am I doing them right, is it supposed to feel like this, please don't hesitate to ask us. Again, that's a brief overview of mirror image head extension exercises.